welcome to another episode of the Chaos Chronicles.
Navigating the randomness.
I'm Jess.
I'm Connie.
And we are back for another episode of our Reddit stories.
I saw the loading wheel there for a second. It's okay.
Like, what are we doing?
I know. My brain was like, and we're back for another true crime. And I'm like, no, we're not. Where are we here? Who knows what Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Good
Which is
start.
really
Solid
who knows
start.
what. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to the chaos.
An aptly named podcast, which if you'd like to see more of our chaos, that would be really nice of you, or you just feel like being nice to a couple of strangers on the internet, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and follow. You can find all of our social medias linked in the description below.
Yes. With that being said, are you ready to jump into today's episode?
Yes, let's go.
I found another one from Charlotte Dobray's subreddit.
So this one's going to be a chaos of cluster, flubbery, everything. Got it.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Yay.
Am I the a-hole for calling out my partner's family members for inviting people to my baby shower without asking?
Ooh, that's tricky. We definitely need more context here because I don't know.
My fiance, 32 male, and myself, 27 female, are expecting our first baby together in March 2025. Yay. We decided to have a baby shower in January of 2025 and have decided to have select men in our lives join in. We aren't doing the typical baby shower games, just a handful, and it's more of a small get-together. The males coming are our dads, brothers, and our mutual friends who have supported us in our journey to planning our family, etc. These mutual friends have known my fiance since they were like 6 or 7, so are practically brothers. Other than that, no other males are invited, and a lot are my girlfriends from work who missed out on celebrating our engagement party with us due to mother-in-law insisting we invite nearly all of their extended family, and I am a people pleaser.
Okay, well, hey, look at that context. I think I'm getting closer to my answer.
I made the event on Facebook and didn't realize I needed to unselect the option of guests being allowed to invite people. Unfortunately, to do it after it's published, I need to delete the entire event and start again. I invited all the people I wanted to and said to my fiance, if I missed anyone, just let me know. I woke up the next morning and 2 male cousins of my fiance had liked the event and said that they were coming, but I did not invite them. I then checked the people that were invited and noticed over 15 people had been invited, 10 of which are male cousins, and the other 5 are family friends of my in-laws. I asked my fiance if he went in and added them, and he said no. After asking my mom, she said, "Oh, your event is letting me invite people." And then I saw red. Mind you, pregnant lady rage is so real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
And I looked at my fiance and said, "I'm sorry. I love your family. However, it's incredibly rude to invite people to someone else's event without checking with either of us first. My male cousins aren't even invited."
I am just like having a quick flashback, and you probably remember this happening planning my wedding when I had an issue with a very popular website that many couples use for their wedding website for RSVPs. So much fun. But I could not get it to let me do kind of exactly like what OP has here of making it like invite only. So I had a cousin who RSVP'd for the cousin and wife that I had, originally invited. But then they added on their three children,
Yeah.
adult children, and the significant others of the three children. So all of a sudden, two went to eight. And I immediately called the parent whose side of the family that was.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, my parent, I don't know what family listens to this stuff, so I'm trying to keep it as neutral as
Yeah.
possible. Your family, your problem. I would love to invite everyone, but we had a limited space.
Very, very set number of people were allowed at that venue. So,
Yes. And that was very much enforced by the venue coordinator. She was, yeah,
yes, it was.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. That was
That
that was stressful.
that's pretty common for people to do. The more like into Reddit I get, that comes up all the time where if it's a physical card that you need to send back, they'll add in like me plus the person invited plus these people, these people, these people, these people. And it's like, I don't know what planet you live on, but if the card is addressed to two people, those are the only two people invited.
Yeah. No. Oh, I'm just realizing someone on my husband's side of the family did the same. And the cousin was the only one invited, but he added on his significant other and her three minor children.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I had never met this cousin. Cousin was out of state. I hadn't met the significant other, the children. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was. I made my husband deal with that one.
Not a fun time. Very stressful time.
No, and I wasn't pregnant, so I can't imagine like pregnancy rage on top of all this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, this poor OP.
Yeah. So fiance rang his mom and asked if she knew who had invited them, and she said, "I added the family friends, but they're females, so it should be okay." Your auntie then added the male cousins. My fiance tried telling her that it wasn't her event to just add two and she should have checked. I then took the phone and called them out for being rude and disrespectful for not asking. And the reason why we had certain ideas on who we wanted to come was because the people that were invited supported us every day, and they have helped me adjust to pregnancy and have been genuinely interested in our growing baby's life. We also cannot afford to feed the extra 15 plus people coming. Mother in law and auntie refused to contribute to the food, and I said I was deleting the extra people, and mother in law and auntie had to message and explain why they were deleted from the event. Now, mother in law is complaining to sister in law, who is on my side, by the way, saying that I'm being rude and it's just hormones. Am I the a hole?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
It's just the
Nope.
hormones, though, Connie.
Oh no. I see. The thing that I was trying to figure out is both sides of my family hosting showers for baby showers, weddings, you name it. Like it's very much a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, okay, because whoever's the host, if they want to invite more people, I'm like, I mean, like, you probably really shouldn't if they're not super well known to the bride or the mom or the couple or whatever. But, like, if it's your house, your money, okay. This, though, where it's OP and her fiance's money, no. And
They're
maybe
going to
that's
just invite over 15 people and expect you to accommodate over 15 people more.
no, that's so rude. And also, maybe this is just, I have the weird families where the idea of you throwing your own shower sounds sad to me.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's always an auntie, a cousin, like, I had cousins get into like a little bit of a tiff about who would get to throw my wedding shower. Where like
Yeah, I
literally it
remember
was,
that.
yeah, oh yeah, I was engaged. I'm doing your shower. No, I'm doing your shower. I'm doing your shower. Eventually, my aunts won out because they said, "We are the aunties. We're doing it. Fight us."
Mhm.
But like, I can't. I don't know. That's just so sad to me.
Or maybe it's also like a control thing,
Yeah, I mean,
a way
yeah,
of reining people in if you have people in your life that are a little too over the top and you're not comfortable with it or something.
sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot more in there, but given how mother-in-law doesn't want to contribute and she was already bulldozing on their engagement party,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't feel like OP is getting the support that I wish she would.
Yeah. You ready for the update?
Yeah, something tells me it's not going to be great.
Was speaking to my sister in law, and apparently, this isn't the first time that this has happened. And at her baby shower, all of these people turned up that she did not invite and complained about not having food. Turns out that mother in law and auntie were the culprits. I ended up deleting the event and recreating it so people could not invite and made it a save the date. And I have a list of everyone's address from our engagement party and will mail out invites with guests' names on it so it is crystal clear. I know there are a few comments about why am I planning my own shower. I am planning the invites, but my mom and sister are doing the decorating and cake and contributing heavily, whereas the in laws are purely just showing up.
Glad we got some answers on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sister in law was also telling me that when she was giving birth, her partner is my fiance's younger brother. She chose to have her partner and sister in the delivery room, and my mother in law and father in law showed up at 12 a.m. while she was in active labor and got kicked out. When they got sent home from the hospital, mother in law and father in law were waiting at the front door to, quote, snuggle with the baby, end quote. And father in law kept kissing the baby even when asked not to.
Don't
Fiance
do
and
that.
I.
Sorry. That's just like, holy crap. I've seen so many horrible, horrible, horrible things result from kissing a baby.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Fiance and I have spoken about boundaries, and we are going to post some wishes we have for when the baby is born. My fiance has admitted that his mom is extremely entitled and has no idea where she gets it from, but he said he will happily pull her into line when needed. I could never imagine thinking that inviting people to an event that wasn't mine was okay. I was quite upset and emotional over it all, but after reading your comments, it made me realize I wasn't crazy. End of update one.
This dun, dun.
Also, don't just show up. One, don't just show up to the hospital for when the baby's born. And two, don't just show up to their house after you know they're getting discharged and be like, oh, we just want to snuggle the baby. Go away. If you're not invited, go away.
No. Also, this could just be a thing in my head where, like, of course, because I've gone, my cousin, our friend, who has given birth, minus her first child, who was born in the height of 2020, and obviously there was some concerns about stuff, so I didn't get to see him until he was a couple of weeks old. But otherwise, with her other children, I have seen them pretty shortly after they've gotten back from the hospital. But that's been at my cousin's explicit request. And when I'm there, it's very much like, okay, like, yep, here's the baby, but I'm going to play with the other child, the one or the two, depending on the kid. And then, like, okay, I'm going to do some dishes quick. Or it's like, mom should have time to snuggle with the baby. Mom just went through
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, she should not have to worry about hosting.
That reminds me, I just saw something on TikTok about, like in-laws or parents coming over and being like, I'm going to help you out with the baby. I will I will hold the baby while you go and do laundry and dishes, and you're not being helpful at that point. You're hindering. Go away.
Yeah. No. I also should clarify, when I say like showing up to do like chores and help around the house, also be explicitly invited to that.
Yeah, don't
Because
just
like,
show up.
no, and also like depending on the person, like if my mother-in-law showed up, I love my mother-in-law, but if she showed up and she started like doing laundry and stuff here, I would be mortified. I'd be like, nope, I'd rather you hold the baby and I'll get that done, even
Yeah.
though I'm probably not going to be in a physical shape for that. But again, it's just kind of like one of those things of, I know she would mean well, but I would feel like I need to host.
Yeah.
Just, I would say use common sense, but this entire Reddit reaction thing, the entire podcast really, because even in the true crime stuff in the early days,
Yeah.
it's all a episodic chronicle of common sense is not common. It's only a curse for those who have it. Also, why would you want to show up to the hospital when someone's giving birth? I don't get
It's a
that.
generational thing.
Really?
I swear it is, because the older generation, they're like, well, I have to be there. Versus like our generation, you're like, I'd rather not be there. I mean, if you ask me to be there, maybe I'll be there, but like, I don't want to be there.
Yeah, no. I am realizing that my dad was present for a lot of the births of his nieces and nephews, but he and his siblings are boomers, so that was a lot more common than.
Yeah, like even, I mean, I don't know. I was at the hospital after a couple nieces and nephews were born, but
Same.
like never in the delivery room.
No.
I didn't ask to be. I didn't want to be.
No.
Like, and I have delivered a baby, by the way.
She does have her stork pin.
I do have my stork pin. That was the coolest and most terrifying thing I've ever done.
Yes, for those who don't have the background information, Jess, paramedic, and she had a call, was it about a year ago now?
February of 25.
Yes, a little over a year ago. Wasn't that, didn't the woman already have like 4 or 5 kids or something?
No, different one. This was her third kid. Yep. And we were on our way to the she was in active labor. We're like, this baby's coming real soon. But we got her into the back of the truck. And then all of a sudden I yelled to my partner, I'm like, you gotta pull over. Baby's coming out now.
For those who don't know, truck, ambulance.
Ambulance, sorry. Yeah. So then we pulled over and out came baby.
And Jess got her stork pin, which is what first responders get when they deliver a baby. It's a pin.
It's a little pin.
Stork.
It's really cute. Yeah.
That is the happy version of that. But again, no one's like excitedly rushing into a delivery space for funsies. I hope not.
No, I mean, it was my bucket list call. I'm like, before I hang up my medic uniform, I do want to do this. And I did. So I retired happy.
Yeah, I should clarify. Outside of legitimate medical personnel, I don't know anyone who's like trying to break into hospital. Maybe someone who's under the influence of a lot of drugs, but they're like funsies,
mean,
delivery room.
Even a lot of first responders are like, I don't want that call. I don't want that call.
Yeah, I just every episode I find myself asking why. This is probably actually the least weird thing I've asked why about.
Yeah. Do you want the second update?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your kind wishes and comments. My baby boy was delivered safely via emergency C-section on the 24th of March and is now 4 months old and the sweetest little man. My in laws, both mother and father, make snide little comments. We had a rule of no visitors for 48 hours, and they broke that rule to drop our puppy back home, even though that could have waited.
Also
They would,
rude.
rude. They would stay for hours on end and ask us to make coffee and tea. I thought you were going to fall out of your chair for a second there.
I kind of thought I was going to fall out of my chair too.
They would ask if I was feeding him enough, and the comments just drove me nuts. I've been diagnosed with postnatal depression and anxiety because of all their comments about my parenting. That's great.
This husband, fiance, wherever they're at the point, needs to be kicking his parents out the house.
I would almost say no contact. Like, don't talk to, if you want to talk to your son, talk to your son. You're not allowed to talk to me right now.
Yeah, no.
But now I face a new problem. My partner and I are planning our wedding for May of 2026 here in Australia. I have my two sisters, my best friend, and sister in law as the girls standing beside me on the day, and my partner has his brother and three best mates beside him. My mom and I are very crafty people, so a lot of things we're doing is DIY to save some costs. I am also the kind of person that wants things to be a surprise for people and not have the entire day spoken about already. My mother in law asked what the colors were, so she didn't wear the same thing. And I said the save the dates will have our color scheme on it. The save the dates went out, and they were white and lilac/purple. After the save the dates, we went to my in laws for dinner and were speaking about the wedding. And I said that the bridesmaids are wearing lilac. Last night, I got a message from her saying that she is going to look at mother of the groom dresses, and she was thinking lilac.
And I'm thinking therapy.
I don't know, she might be too far gone for this, Connie.
Well, if anything, it's an hour a week potentially that gets her away from OP.
That's a good point. Money well spent there. I went back and said, quote, "Oh, the girls are wearing lilac, as that is the colors partner and I have chosen," end quote. And then she replies back going, quote, "I thought the girls were wearing purple," end quote. I'm about to yell at this woman that lilac is a shade of purple.
Okay.
This isn't the first problem with wedding planning. The venue we are getting married at has two reception places to choose from: an upstairs ballroom vibe or downstairs wine cellar/cigar lounge. Ooh,
Cool.
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I would go with downstairs.
Yeah.
My partner and I chose the downstairs room.
Yeah, okay.
As it suits us so well, and we are both not the ballroom type. Both rooms have private bathrooms and are wheelchair accessible for grandparents who are older. When we told them the places we chose, the venue is part of a hotel that we visit frequently with them. They told us that we made a horrible choice and we need to be more considerate of others' opinions. All of this was said on a phone call to my partner, which they don't know was on speaker, and I heard it, and was also on the phone to my mom, and she also heard it. My partner told them that it's our day, and if they or others don't like our choices, then tough cookies because we are choosing what we want.
You know, I think you're right. No contact is probably best.
At this point, I mean, if It hasn't quite crossed that line for me where I would start going to like husband and be like, dude, you gotta start cutting them out. But like, I ain't gonna be talking to them.
No, I think mine is just the culmination of the baby shower thing leading up to the breaking the 48 hours, just the multiple disrespectful,
Yeah,
intentional breaking of boundaries,
it's a lot.
and then insulting wedding. Yeah, no, at that point, I'd be like, you know what? You have so many opinions. Go publish it in a book and then
Yeah.
never talk to me again.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. If I want your opinions, I'll buy the book.
When it came to me going dress shopping here in Australia, they limit how many people we can take. I wanted my mom, she is buying the dress, and my sisters first, and if I'm able, then my bridesmaids. My mother in law told her husband, who told my partner that I was excluding her from dress shopping, as mother of the groom, she should go. My partner explained the limits at dress shops, and I'm allowed to ask who I want, and I'm not intentionally leaving her out.
Um,
I would not be comfortable going dress shopping with this woman.
no, no. I invited my mother in law to come dress shopping. She wasn't able to because of out of state conflicts and
Hmm.
everything. And I think I invited my sister in law as well. But she was also busy.
Yes.
But it was very much just like I was comfortable with them coming.
Hmm.
Obviously, I extended the invite, but also they were like, hey, don't worry about it. It the idea of like having controlling inserting people in, I have girlfriends who have had that happen, unfortunately. One that you
Hmm.
know, her husband.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the in-laws were something on those. But it just people
Yeah,
suck.
people do. This whole thing is causing me to now actually hate wedding planning. Some days I'm like, do I really want to get married? I feel like I'm being robbed of the joys of planning a wedding. That sucks.
That does suck.
My fiance has my back 100%, and he has said even that he is gobsmacked by their behavior and doesn't understand why. If any more things happen, he will be able to tell them to back off, as I like to keep the peace for my own mental health. Am I valid for feeling the way I am, or am I being a bridezilla? End of update 2.
Nah, honey, not a
A
bridezilla.
broadzilla.
Oh dear. No, not even a little bit.
No, and it's sad that it's getting to that point that you're like, they think I'm crazy. Am I actually being crazy?
I mean, I'm a petty Betty in some ways, not always, but when it's spurred upon me, yeah. My maniacal little brain is probably thinking the same thing that you're thinking, where I'm like, I kind of want to have her OP tell mother-in-law that the theme has changed. Now it's zebra stripes or something like that. So I'm just saying, instead of playing checkers, let's play chess. That's just me.
I mean, that could be a good way to get through to make sure that mother-in-law doesn't show up in lilac.
I just, why?
It's a great
Ugh,
question. Would you like the next update?
I need the next update.
Update 3. Thank you for your comments on my last post. I thought I was being a crappy bride, but definitely not the case, especially when I tell you all the recent developments. So, mother in law has been contacting me about her dress, and she was set on wearing purple because she has to match the bridal party.
Huh? Also, does she mean purple or does she mean lilac? Because at this point, she has not established that she has an idea that the two are different things, or if she does, she's disregarding.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Great
ahead of
question.
myself.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I kept saying, quote, maybe try to stay away from that, end quote, and suggesting other colors, and then didn't hear anything else. We were going away camping, and I mentioned it to my partner, and he said he would talk to her when he goes to pick up our puppy, as we couldn't take her camping and they were watching her. In-laws came over to pick up the puppy, and she didn't mention the dress, but said that she was looking for a makeup artist and asked if I had any recommendations. She mentioned my makeup artist, and I said, quote, she's doing mine, my bridesmaids, Flower Girl, and my mom, so I wouldn't contact them, end quote. And I recommended her one that I had used previously, and she said that she would go and contact them. We were away camping, and after having my son in March and suffering a lot with postnatal depression after my traumatic birth, where my son and I almost lost our lives, I was really enjoying the time away with my fiance, baby, and my parents and siblings. I then received a message from my mother-in-law, and I was pissed. She had contacted my makeup artist after I said not to and asked if they could do her makeup. They said they could on one condition: she would have to be at the venue as I'm getting ready. She then said how she really wanted to, quote, get ready with the girls, end quote, and didn't want to be with her son as she would be the only girl and the mother of the groom needs to be with the girls. I broke down into tears.
I'm getting a face spasm from frowning so much. My God.
Just twitching over there.
You know, the getting ready time, that is kind of a, call me dramatic, but it's almost a sacred time. In the sense that, like, you do not need anyone there who's going to stress you out, because I promise you, you're already stressing about everything and nothing at the same time because you know there's not much you can do. But no, I invited quite a few people to come here where I
Yeah.
had provided makeup artists for Get Ready, but everyone that I invited here, including my in-laws, but she had already set up someone else, and my sister-in-law had the kids, and so she was going to be with them because they were part of the wedding. They didn't come, but otherwise I had other folks here, and it was a very supportive environment. We had food. It was god awful early in the morning, but like all things great. I cannot imagine, with as nervous as I was, adding in stress of having someone here that was not supportive and had only stressed me out. I can't imagine that.
I would break.
No, also makeup artist code here. You always default. Okay, am I official makeup artist? No, I should clarify that. I have enough friends that are makeup artists and I have done enough. Anyway, you double check with the person who hired you before you communicate to anybody else for this reason.
Yeah.
Makeup artist can be the bad guy. Bride doesn't have to be.
Yes. Makeup artists take one for the team. And usually they do.
They do. Are you kidding? Mine were incredible.
Yours
Like,
definitely would have.
Oh, they were, because they were like, hey, everyone said that they wanted to do natural glam, but one person said full glam. And do you care? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Who is it? They're like, oh, it's your bridesmaid,
This
your
one,
childhood
yeah.
friend. I'm like, oh, the one from New York? Yeah, no, trust me. Go full glam. She's going to love it. I'm like, that's what you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Granted, if people were doing what they were supposed to be doing, there wouldn't be these Reddit threads in the first place.
So true. My mom was so shocked, and my fiance was really upset because he wanted his mom with him on his wedding day. I don't want this woman anywhere near me while I'm getting ready. Her energy is not what I want. She is not supportive of me. You talk to her and she won't even listen and talks over top of you, and it's just not what I want. The wedding morning for me will be extremely emotional as my granny passed away unexpectedly in 2019 on my birthday, and she was everything to me. And I never thought that I wouldn't have her with me on my wedding day. Even while writing this, I'm crying because I miss her so much. I want to be able to have my time and my peace without my mother-in-law making my wedding day all about her.
Disinvite her from the wedding if you can. Maybe that's me being too harsh, but hey, what do I
I
know?
mean, there definitely has to be boundaries put up. And the way I would go about this would be husband has to tell mother-in-law, these are the boundaries. I want you with me at that in the morning because that's what I want for my wedding and you are my mother. I do not want you with the bride. And if you do not follow these boundaries, you're no longer going to be able to come. Like there has to be a specific boundary with a specific consequence.
Yes. This is so interesting. I'm not normally the one who's all like, cut them off, leave them. And you're the
I
one
know.
who's like, well, we could do this. There's been a flip flop today.
Why have we flipped? This is weird. You're so
I,
right.
as you were saying it, I was like, yeah, hang on, hang on.
That now I'm confused. What happened?
Because we were literally just talking about something before we started recording where I was the one like, well, this and this. And Jess is like, no. We switched. Who knows?
Yeah. And that was very much I'm like, don't let me alone in a room with this person. You don't want to hear what I have to say. And now I'm like, oh, but what if?
And I'm the one over here like, don't let me alone in the room with that person. You don't know what I'm going to say. Actually, we can take a guess what I'm going to say, and it's not going to be good.
Uh,
How the
Interesting.
tables have turned.
This is weird.
This is bizarre.
To continue? When we got home, my fiance went without me to pick up the puppy and he recorded the conversation so nothing was missed and I could listen to it. These people are bloody delusional. My fiance said to his mom to choose a different color that isn't purple. She said she needed to match, and he said, no, you need to match your husband and not look like a part of the bridal party. He then said she needs to pay attention when I speak to her because I have directly told her not to wear purple and to not contact the makeup artist, and she ignored me. She then started crying about how she wishes her and I had a relationship, and my fiance said that her actions aren't actions of someone trying to make a beautiful relationship. He then told her to get a makeup artist to come to their house on the morning of the wedding as the groomsmen are getting ready at my in-laws' house. And my fiance said that he will pay the travel costs of the makeup artist because he wants his mom to be there for photos, etc. In-laws realized that they have no leg to stand on, so they did a complete 360 and deflected the situation by saying that we have been excluding them ever since our son was born because we didn't call them to tell them his name and insisted we messaged all of my fiance's siblings and parents and my siblings and parents in one group chat so everyone was told at the same time, but they are grandparents, so they had to know first. Wow. My parents were at the hospital, but that was because my mom was in the delivery room. But then I was rushed in for an emergency C section, code 1, as my son's heart had stopped and I was unconscious. Ugh.
Ooh.
My dad, and right there, that is one example of why a lot of first responders don't like when you get the one in labor call because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
My dad then came to be with my mom because she was distraught. Very understandable. When this was said, my fiance went silent and then said he was actually a loss for words and was taking his time because he was about to explode. He told them that before our son was born, we told everyone about the group chat and we would announce his birth in that way. They never said anything about that. He then said, how dare they think that they are so entitled in a situation where he almost lost not only his son, but his fiance, and they wanted a call while we were trying to process the events that had just happened. He told them to pull their heads out of their and that other people are going through their own crap and the world doesn't revolve around them. When I listened to the recording and heard that deflection, my heart absolutely broke. I hate the situation that they have put my fiance in because I don't want there to be any drama at all. I hate confrontation. I hate that they took my son's birth, which is one of the best but worst days of my life, and made it about them. And they were hardly done by when I lay awake at night wondering if I failed my son because I couldn't birth him properly. I don't remember any of his birth because I was in and out of consciousness, and I'm slowly working through this with a psychologist. They have no idea what I'm going through, and they're playing the victim card so well. My fiance has further discussed the encounter and talks to them however they want to come over to our house while my fiance was at work, but I made an excuse because I'm not comfortable being alone with them. They don't know I know what was said, and I personally don't think I will ever have the relationship they want because of that comment. I realize how truly selfish these people are. I'm good at faking it and playing happy family, but I will always have the feeling I feel when I think about them. All the wedding vendors now have my in-laws' names and are password protected, and if a vendor is contacted by my in-laws, they are to notify me. I spoke with my makeup artist and she was very apologetic as mother-in-law told her that I said it was okay for her to email and I was busy with quote being a new mom end quote and to contact her myself. I am also no longer talking about the wedding to my mother in law because she doesn't care or listen and she has burnt her bridge. My wedding is in May 2026, so who knows what else could unfold, but I shall keep you updated. And that is the last update we have, and I have recently checked and we don't have another update yet.
No.
I know.
Because at the time of this recording, it's July of 2026. Ugh.
So this is another person that we are going to pin and keep looking back. That makes 3.
3. Oy vey. I hope it went well, but yeah, she didn't just burn that bridge. She freaking napalmed it. Like that thing,
It's gone.
it's gone. No
Long gone.
rebuilding.
No. Done.
No.
No hope.
No hope. I can't. The audacity. And I'm sorry, she should not have to like suck it. What breaks my heart, and I know that this happens to men too, but from my experience, it's mainly women, where women are the ones who have to suck it up, smile, and play happy family when they are getting disrespect. No, just that sentence alone broke my heart for OP because she should not have to do that.
Sad. No.
And if this is how they are to her, I don't think they're going to be very good grandparents.
Well, it's like I don't want that attitude or that mindset around my child. Absolutely not.
No. Like I had someone close to me go through a divorce because her ex, large man child, for lack of a better word, preferred not to have to be mature and grow up. And unfortunately, he had parents that never said no to him his entire life.
That's great.
Great. So the grandparents would talk poorly about my friend to the grandkids, so their mother. And these kids were young at the time. They were under 10 years old.
Very impressionable age.
Very impressionable. And let me tell you, they were impacted by trying to understand why grandma and grandpa were saying such mean things about their mom, who they loved. So, yeah, don't. Things are much better now. Everyone's older and like, but I don't, yeah, no, that's not okay. Children need to be left out of adult business.
Agreed. Yeah. And I don't know. If you're going to, my mindset is if you're going to act that way, you don't get to be in my child's life.
Yeah, no. Oh, absolutely not.
You don't have a right to be in anyone's life at all.
No.
It's not a right. And
No.
that's one of those other generational things that are currently being broken and people do not understand it.
I know. I'm so glad that people are breaking on that because it's not fair because it usually ends up being the mom, sometimes the dad. That but it's usually the mom ends up being seen as the bad guy in the eyes of everyone, including their child, because grandma and grandpa or whoever, thinks they have a right to the kid is like, oh, well, mommy says we have to be done. Guess your mommy says this. Guess your mommy's saying no. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like the mommy, the daddy, whoever, they are the ones who should be wholeheartedly, selflessly focused priority wise on the child. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't. Okay.
I know.
Okay.
But luckily, we are in the time now where people are breaking that generational crap.
Yes. I'm very grateful for that.
Same. We don't need to continue that generational trauma just going over and over and over. Absolutely not.
No. Oh, are you kidding me? There's so many generational trauma things that I'm like, ooh, I got to break those because I caught myself as an aside, but also kind of related, where I think every woman can relate to this. And especially if you were growing up around the 90s and the early 2000s where heroin chic was a thing. And unfortunately, that's coming back. The diet sodas, the diet yogurts, and all that, making the comments of like, oh, well, like my arms are a little big, my thighs are big, whatever. So I had an experience where I was chatting with my niece, who is going to be 13 here in a couple of days, and I'm not okay. What happened to the little first grader? But she and I were having an auntie day, and I don't remember the exact specifics of it, but something that my mom had said about herself because her mom had said it and so on, whereas something like, oh, well, that's just a little bit too much for the day or like too much for my thighs. And I almost said it to my niece about myself. And I had to clock myself before it came out of my mouth because I was like, wait a minute. Why is that coming? No, I don't want to perpetuate that onto her.
Yeah.
And thankfully, her mom does amazing with her, where her response when people try to make fun of her about anything, and she's like, must be sad that you're so miserable that you gotta try to make fun of other people. I'm like, you go, girl. I wish I was like you at 13.
It's hard for me to even do that now.
I think it depends on the day for me, but
It's true.
no, the generational curse breaking, and I'm not shaming my mom or my grandma on any of that because it was internalized stuff. And now we've all worked on it and we're aware of it. But it's just like, no, there's some stuff that should be broken.
Absolutely, there is. But with that being said, that's all I have for this episode for you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Let us know if you have any comments or opinions on this story. And I want to know if it truly is just like a weird little subset of the population, including myself and some of the people on Reddit, where you don't throw your own showers. Like that can't just be, that's got to be like, I feel like showers are things that are thrown for somebody else. I think it's weird throwing your own. Yeah. Not weird, but I mean, it's like
not as common.
Or not as common. Well, this one felt sad because of X, Y, and Z with mother-in-law.
Yeah. Again, I can see it happening for more of a I need control over the situation type deal.
True.
Because like
See,
her, it sounded like her mom and her sister were doing everything. She was just kind of hosting it.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that you've seen the way that I host.
I think it's because you and your Italian lineage just can't comprehend it.
No, are you kidding me? It's both sides. It's even the non-Italian side. When we host, we host. You know, like it's just blowing my mind. But that would be, if anyone has those fun like baby shower, wedding shower, any type of weird family traditions, leave them in the comments. We will take some positivity here.
Yes. Or if you have your own story, feel free to send us an email. That is also down below. But otherwise, we will see you next week for who knows what.
Adios.
Bye.